everyone, and welcome to RCRC. That is the Relationship Connection with Ronald and Charlie, where we equip, empower, and educate couples on how to thrive in their relationships. How? Through candid conversations right here on this platform. I am Charlie Willis, a mental health therapist.
I'm Ronald Willis, a marriage and family therapist, and today we'll be discussing what happened to the pursuit. But first, let's watch this clip.
It has been a long day. It has been a long week. I am finally done. How about you?
I'm not doing nothing. I'm just on the computer, just relaxing.
Really, that's nice. So, how about you take me out on a date?
For what?
To eat, Ronald, to eat.
Why would I do that? We got food here.
Who's gonna cook it?
You gonna cook it, Charlie? What kind of question that is? You cook, I eat.
Ronald, I just said I was tired. I had a long work week, a long day. Let's go out. Relax.
Relax? Going out is a lot of work. You gotta maneuver through the traffic. You gotta make a good dress. You gotta order the food. You gotta do all these things, man. Come on. And there's a lot of money.
Ronald, you used to take me out on a date.
I know. But that's when we were single. We married now. Man, folks don't go out, Charlie. The wife cook, the man eats.
Really? Okay, fine. I'll cook. But don't expect anything else.
What does that mean?
You'll find out.
Wow, Charlie, you really want to go to dinner, huh?
I sure did. Had a hard work week, hard day. I needed some relaxation time, and I needed some time not to cook.
I hear you and stuff, right? I guess my position is I needed time just to relax and do nothing. Yeah, so
but
going out.
Eventually, you were going to want to eat.
That is correct.
Right.
That is correct. So we had a dilemma there, right? Mm-hmm. So what do? One person want to stay home, the other person want to go out.
Right.
And then we stay home, that puts you to work.
Yeah, that didn't go well in that clip. Because it was just, the assumption was made that I was going to make dinner. So that didn't go well. And it just didn't go well.
It didn't go well. What's missing in that clip is the pursuit.
Now, just looking at it, you would think like, what is it talking about? A pursuit? What is it talking about?
Right. So, what is the pursuit? Okay. So let's define what is the pursuit then.
All right.
The pursuit is a continuing process that normally exists at the beginning of the relationship and continues throughout the relationship.
Yeah, I think that's missed a lot.
Yeah, we'll get it at the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if I see you, I want to get to know you, stuff. I pursue you. And then once we get marriage, right? What's the pursuit?
Marriage or a comfortable
relationship. That is correct.
Yeah.
I think we get in a place that is no longer required, right? Mm-hmm. So I got you, Charlie. So I ain't got to pursue you anymore. I already got you, right?
Yeah, and in that clip, pursuit is just, I don't know, it's just something that gets lost. It just gets shelved. It's just not in the forefront of our minds.
No, it's not. And we get to our place of being comfortable where we're at. Mm-hmm. And we don't like to get uncomfortable. Especially in that clip I was talking about, I was comfortable where I was at. I was sitting down, relaxing, really doing nothing. I was on the computer. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to get out of that spot. Mm-hmm. Okay. But, the pursuit is action.
That's right.
You sit and do nothing, you get nothing.
That's right.
That is right.
Right.
And it's on the foundation that women like to be pursued.
So why?
Is that true?
Women do. Women do
like
to be pursued.
Even if you're married, you still like to be pursued, correct?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like I said, the definition or the term changes, and we don't even think that
it's necessary.
Yes, or that is even existing. I think even on both parts, but it is happening behind the scenes. But we'll talk more about that, but we just don't realize it.
Right. And the other platform is that men like to pursue.
Men do like to pursue.
They like to pursue. Women like to be pursued, and men like to pursue.
What are some of those ways? Because I'm trying to understand. Well, I already know. We already kind of know what it is.
That's right. You know what we like to pursue. I'm a man, y'all.
Yeah. But I think the big thing here is discovering and discussing and figuring out why it stops, what that looks like when it does stop.
Yeah, and just because the man is not pursuing the wife doesn't mean the pursuit has stopped. Could be something else going on. Might be pursuing it in another direction. Hopefully not.
So many different. Yeah,
because things. It's in us.
Right.
It's in our DNA, we was created in such a way to pursue. Okay, and just because we are married, that does not mean it stops. No, it continues throughout the relationship. Okay, so
I think it can be seen also on a bigger level too. When I say bigger level, you can up the scale in the pursuit.
Okay, help our viewers out. What do you mean you help?
I mean,
up the scale?
Like in the beginning, you might get some flowers or things like that.
Flowers and candy.
But once you get married,
that seems to be one-sided. I'm getting the flowers and candy.
You can. You've gotten flowers and candy before, haven't you?
Let's see. Was it 8, 9 years? How long we
married?
Doesn't
matter. How long ago was it?
How long ago was it, y'all? Baby.
But however, when I say up the scale, I mean like you get your ring getting upgraded, car getting upgraded.
Is I'm hearing something
over
upgrades
here going on.
That's about our relationship.
No, of course not.
Because we mentioned the car in another episode. Now we're throwing out a ring need to be updated.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you can up the scale with that pursuit,
Now you saying I can
well, we both can.
Oh, you can.
We both can up the scale.
Who's increasing this, man? I gotta make sure.
But going back to talking about it, you gave the definition of pursuit. That ball of pursuing each other does drop, especially if you're not having the knowledge of it and why it should continue, and what happens when it doesn't.
Going with that, why should it continue?
Why should it continue? Okay, so let me go in and read this right quick so we can talk about it. So it keeps the excitement in the relationship while creating a deeper connection. Genesis 2:24 tells us, therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother to hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. That is good. I can see that as being pursued to be together. You're not in a marriage or in a connected relationship like that to continue outside forces. You're pursuing that one person to become one flesh. I love that. That rings so clear.
Right. Because it's the bottom line is when you look at the scripture telling us to come together as one, and to do that we got to connect. And pursuit does that for you. It helps connect the two people to become one flesh.
Right.
So that's one of our goals as we be in a relationship as a couple. One of our goals is to become one flesh, and according to the scripture, and the pursuit assists that. It helps that. It keeps us together and stuff. It makes me want to be with you, and it makes you want to be wanted.
And the pursuit shouldn't stop.
It never stops, regardless of the age or how long you've been in the relationship. It should not stop because, we talked about it. It's something that a woman wants, and it's something that a man does. Okay? And just because we are in a relationship or we are married, now it stops. Well, I already got you now. I don't need to do that anymore. Yes, you need to do it to keep the person. Okay? Right. All right. So, the question is, if all those things are true, right? It gives you a deeper level of connection. It builds on intimacy.
Yeah.
It creates an atmosphere where y'all joining together, become one in accordance with the scripture. Then if all those things are true, then the big question is, why does the pursuit stop?
Why does it stop?
That's the big question.
Oh, we got so many points.
Why?
So many points on why The pursuit is ended. Why it's no longer valid to some.
Yeah. Not in our relationship anymore. I got you.
Yeah. So let's start with the first one here. So you touch a little bit in the video. You saying you were comfortable where you were sitting, but what we're saying now when we're talking about being comfortable is we're talking about being comfortable in the relationship, the way it's going. And when you said it, I got you. I don't have to do anything else.
That's what I got you, Charlie.
Yeah. So it is what it is. So I'm comfortable. I've set out my target goal. I've achieved it. And there's nothing else that needs to be done.
Say that again. I set out my target, my goal, and I achieved it.
Yes.
Is this a relationship
and
or is something else?
There's nothing else that has to be done.
Man.
So you are set, game, match. How about that?
Well, you get comfortable in the things you're doing in life, right?
Right.
You know, a certain time you got to get up in the morning, you go to work, a certain time you get off, a certain time you eat. You know, you get a routine going on, and then you get comfortable with that routine, whatever that routine is, right? And a lot of times when you in the home with that person, right, that routine does not involve a pursuit.
It does not.
So therefore, if my routine does not involve a pursuit, and I get comfortable with my routine, then I'm not doing a pursuit. You know, because when you are dating someone, right, you're not routinely doing things, right? Sometimes you're spontaneous. Sometimes there's a plan. Sometimes,
you gotta be spontaneous so you can.
Sometimes I get off work, I'm taking you out to dinner or whatever the case may be and stuff, right?
Keep it spicy, exciting.
You know, we're doing things to be together, enjoy company and stuff, and connect as one. And then all of a sudden we say, I do. Now it becomes, I don't do anything else. Keep the I do going. Right.
Being comfortable would be it's just so dangerous. You don't even realize it.
You don't be so comfortable where your relationship gets boring. Okay? And then the pursuit may go outside the relationship.
Right.
You don't want that.
No, you don't.
No.
So let's go on to the next number 2.
Our second point.
The second point right here. So it's a lack of understanding. This is knowledge here. This is one of the ways you love each other.
That's right. That is so powerful.
And I have a scripture for that. Colossians 3:14 tells us, and over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. We have to understand. I think we have to want to know about every component that makes your relationship work. Everything that exists.
Is correct, right?
Everything that we have done to get that relationship started and going. Continue to even educate yourself on it.
Right.
Continue to understand why it's important to pursue and what that looks like, which we will talk about later. But yeah, the understanding is definitely big. Right.
And the understanding that the pursuit is all about one of the ways that you love your spouse and actually makes them feel good about being with you. You know, so you don't want to remove that out of the equation.
Right.
You know, it's some of the things you did to gather your spouse's attention. One of the things that you did to, you know, create this atmosphere of want to be together. So definitely you don't want to leave that out. And then it helps y'all to become closer, it helps y'all to connect. And it's coming from a foundation of loving each other. Okay.
So
I love you and I want to be with you. I want to go out with you. I want to have fun with you. I want to do things with you outside of my routine.
Yeah. So in the context of why does the pursuit stop? Because we may not even realize that that's what needed to be done.
We don't have an understanding that needs to continue in our relationship. And therefore, if we do not have the understanding, we will not have the application.
Right.
That is correct. And then it's scripturally based, telling you, and of all these virtues, put on love. And pursuit is one of the ways you love each other.
Right. Definitely. All right, so let's go to our third point. Third point here is taking your spouse for granted.
I got you. I don't have to do anything else.
A little bit of that comfortability in there. You know, you just, I don't know, even in that clip, which was displayed, that you just it was taken for granted because I really don't have to do anything. Why are we going out, you know? And your spouse, which was I, wanted to. You know, I wanted some relief. You know, I had a hard week. You know, definitely being taken for granted.
Yeah, another thing that was taken for granted, the cooking. We're going to stay here and you're going to cook. I'm going to eat. Hey, that's a win-win. Only for me.
Right, definitely.
So I guess it's not a win-win, right?
No,
I said it's win-win.
not.
It's only a win for me. It's not a win-win.
I'm the one that actually came and said I was tired.
That's right. So you didn't want to cook, though. You know, and if I didn't want to go out, perhaps maybe I should have cooked.
Yeah, that'd have been great.
Yeah. So definitely, you're taking your spouse for granted. You know, some of the things that you normally do in the relationship, and I'm taking it for granted that, you know, I'm not even looking at at your place of being tired. I'm just like taking for granted that, you know, even though you're tired, you still supposed to cook.
Yeah, that sucks. That really sucks.
Yeah, that's an attitude that really sucks. And then think about how your spouse is going to feel when you have that kind of attitude with them. They're not going to appreciate the things, and then they'll be in that case. If they do cook, they're going to cook grudgingly.
Right.
Okay? Yeah. And then think about what kind of conversation y'all going to have at the table while y'all eat. Can't be good.
No.
You know, because you're going to be upset.
Definitely going to bed with the pillows
in between.
That's right.
That's right. The comfort will be the pillows tonight. Yeah. I think you hit it on that, right? Yeah.
All right.
Will be no action later on.
Right.
The action will not be happening tonight, y'all.
Definitely. All right. So let's keep going. All right.
All right.
So for point number 4, and this falls right into that, what we just talked about a little bit about the granted, but number 4 is selfishness.
Oh man. That's
Do
huge.
nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves.
Above yourself.
Above yourselves. I'm sorry. Above yourselves. And that was not done.
The scripture?
No, I'm talking about the selfish. I'm talking about being selfish. You didn't do the scripture. Right. That's right. You didn't do the scripture. You were being selfish. You were thinking about our own selves. I'm sorry, in the script. You did.
No, I was talking about what it was coming from.
I'm sorry. I apologize. It's coming from Philippians 2:3. I read the NIV version.
All right, y'all. All right.
I'm just so caught up in the skit where he just took me for granted. I was just ready to say that. Ready to talk about that. Ready to talk about the selfishness that was displayed in that skit.
Right. And I don't know how many times we talk about this, but you know, it's always needed. In that particular clip, it was all about what I wanted.
Right.
I wanted to relax. Going out was work. I wanted you to cook. I wanted to sit and do nothing.
Keep going.
Keep going. It was all about what I wanted. You know, I did a complete opposite of what the scripture is telling us how to behave in our relationship. And I was totally thinking about myself, which made the whole clip from that perspective selfish. Selfish on me. Okay. You was telling me you was tired. I didn't consider you being tired. I did not. No, I did not. All I thought about was me. You said go out. That's work.
And I think we don't even realize that.
That's going out work. Come on, y'all.
Go through life, and we just don't think about that we're being selfish.
Yeah.
We're not being, thinking about our spouse.
Where's the consideration at?
Right.
Was none. None at all. Man, I'm feeling bad about me now.
I'm glad you're feeling bad about that.
Wait a minute, y'all.
So you understand and know that
minute.
This is nothing we should practice, of course. Of course.
These are things you do not do.
Yeah, these are things that we look at of why or what could happen, why the pursuit stops. Okay?
Okay. What else we got, Charlie? What's the next step?
Number 5 will be lack of being attentive.
Wow.
Attentive.
Wow.
Being attentive to your spouse or your while you're in this relationship, being attentive to their needs.
Right.
Yeah,
because even if I didn't want to go out and eat, right, at least have a conversation about what you want to do, right? That was none for me at all. I wasn't being attentive to your needs, and your needs at that particular time was to want to go out.
Right.
Okay. And there was no conversation about it. I wasn't paying attention to what you were saying. Nothing at all. So, I like that. Okay. And so, that puts you in a bad mood.
Right. And that can fall into other things in the relationship. If I can see that you're not being attentive to that, something may come up and I may not come to you.
Right.
Because I see that, I feel like you don't care about.
Ooh, yeah.
Me. Yeah. That can come up that way.
Yep. You go straight there. I don't care. And of course, if I'm not being attentive to your needs, as you said in the clip, you're not gonna be attentive to my needs. Man, I got needs here, y'all. So definitely, if you want your spouse, you want your spouse to meet your needs, you got to meet their needs too. It works both ways.
However that looks.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So number 6.
Number 6, y'all.
We may look at it as not being a requirement. Again, that kind of falls back on that. Yeah. Being comfortable session right there. It's not a requirement. I don't have to do this. I don't have to pursue you. I have to take you out to eat. I don't have to do none of that thing. We'll fall into a routine where you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do, and I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do.
These are the roles, and we're going to be rigid with it. There is no deviation from the roles. When you get off work, you cook.
Right.
When you cook, I eat. Man, that is so bad. You put on that platform, and it's really a bad thought process. It
is.
We're not robots in the relationship.
Right.
We can deviate for some of the routines that we do and stuff. We don't have to stay in that place and stuff. And I thought about it in the clip when you asked to go out and eat, right? I made a stupid remark by saying, "For what? Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Right.
For what? To enjoy going out with my spouse, to have a good time, to feel good about our relationship. To neither one of us are doing any work." Okay.
I was thinking about the part where when I asked, just like you said, and it was like,
really, dude?
Really, it's something that we got to do, but you really, why not do it? And then I just got off work, but apparently
I was off work. I was already comfortable, y'all. I wasn't doing nothing but enjoy myself, relaxing. And then how long was I off work? Think about that. I might have been off 2-3 hours.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right. Come on, man. So definitely you getting off work. Hey, why can't your spouse, even if your spouse does not feel like it, why can't he take his spouse out?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say cook, but I
know. No. We both working, right?
Right.
Yeah. So if I can get off work and do nothing, right, and relax, why can't you? It works both ways. It works both ways. I'm telling you. It definitely stuff. So definitely you can't have a thought process saying that, the pursuit is not a requirement. It is. And it helps you be obedient to the scripture that tells us to connect and become one. Yes. And it's come from a foundation of love. And it's so powerful. If you continue that in your relationship, because think about it. It was powerful enough for you to get your spouse.
Yes, definitely.
It's powerful enough for you to keep your spouse.
Right.
That's right.
So the last point, which is a pretty good one, and it opens up a lot of doors it can. Right. So number 7 is, I don't like you anymore.
That's a hard one though, right? Because it can become very deep because you want to understand the rationale of the dislike.
Yeah.
Where's that coming from? And it could be coming from the lack of pursuit.
Yes.
You're not enjoying each other's company, right? There's no happy times. You're not smiling. You're not talking. You're not putting things in the relationship that makes it better, that makes you feel good about the relationship. So therefore, if those things are occurring, then you start having thought process of dislike.
Yeah. I don't want to pursue you. Right. You might start pursuing something else.
Pursuing someone else.
Well, yeah. So let's go to something else first. You may get all enthralled into your work environment.
Right. You start pursuing that. Okay?
Yeah.
I got to make all this kind of money. I got to be number one in my company and stuff. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to make this amount of money and stuff. So I got to do all these things. I may have to work 12, 13, 14 hours to do it. Okay. And then who get left?
Pace, that's right.
And then who get left behind? The most important person in your life.
And that can easily slip up on you. You can easily do that. You easily get enthralled in just your work environment, going day to day. Right. We're in a fast-paced environment right now, and it's happening. Yeah,
you'll wake up one day not even really knowing your spouse because, over time, everybody changes, right? And if you're not spending that quality time with your spouse as they slowly make these changes, you'll wake up one day and be like, who is this person I married?
Yeah.
You won't even know because you're so busy pursuing something else versus pursuing the most important person in your in your life outside of God, and that is your ride or die. That is your everlasting. That is the person you said, I do.
Mm-hmm. And outside of that something else, as you touched on a little bit, it can be dangerously fall into someone else.
That's right. It can. It definitely can. Because remember when we talked about that we're both in a place where one person wants to be pursued and the other wants to pursue. And that doesn't change just because we're in a relationship. That doesn't change just because we are married and stuff, right? The dynamics of it should change, and you start pursuing that person you're with. But because you are made in such a way to do these things, and if you're not doing it to your spouse, then perhaps you may do it to someone else.
Yes, definitely. So that was great. So we talked about, gave 7 points. Actually, talked about why the pursuit stopped, because you want to key into that. You want to know like
and
what's going on.
Right, and then you got to understand that when you talk about pursuit, it's dominated by a lot of action the men do, but it's really both partners are doing it. Okay, they're just doing it in different ways. For example, a man may be more aggressive with the pursuit, but that doesn't mean the woman's not pursuing either.
Right.
I'll talk about, when you go out, and a woman pursuit may be in such a way that, she's highly attracted to you, and she makes sure you see her, right? And then when you see her, your pursuit is when you see her, you come to her. It's not her coming to you. So the pursuit is still, both parties are pursuing, but just in a different way. The woman's suit is more passive aggressive, and the man's suit is more aggressive, but they're still doing it to each other. And generally speaking, now there are some women will pursue a man and come to a man, but we're talking about, what happens most of the time. And most of the time, the man comes to the woman. Okay, but that doesn't mean the woman's not pursuing that man. She's just doing it in a different way.
In a different way.
Right. So we want to understand that pursuit, when we talk about it, it appears to be dominated by the man, and rightfully so. But that does not leave the woman out for that pursuit. Okay.
That's great, very great points here.
All right.
So much to cover that we don't even. We're running out of time. Right.
Running out of time, y'all. So
talking about why the pursuit stopped. So next week, maybe we can catch up next week, and we give you points about what it looks like and what you can do to start the pursuit.
Yeah, next week we're going to educate our viewers on how to pursue. Yeah, because it is a requirement in your relationship.
That is correct. Okay? That is correct. That is good. Very good information once again. So we want to thank you guys for watching RCRC. That's the Relationship Connection with Ronald and Charlie. If you want more information, look us up on our website at firstfocusfaith.com or our social media platforms, that is Facebook and Instagram.
And don't forget to help support our ministry to continue watching these shows. So if you'd like to make a contribution, hit the donate button below or hit our Cash App at First Focus Faith.
Thanks again. We'll see you next week. Bye. We are here to equip, empower, and educate by helping couples thrive in their relationship. To see more from us, help support this ministry with a charitable contribution